The World Greatest Men of Color by J. Rogers. On this one, we're talking about Thotmes III, the Napoleon of Far Antiquity, 1500 BC. Thotmes III, a mighty warrior and administrator of Far Antiquity, was a son of Thotmes I and a slave woman named Isis in the Nut. Despite this handicap of birth, he forged ahead with one of the nobler crowns and won supreme power not only in Egypt, but then the known world. Thotmes spent his career as an ordinary priest in a temple in Amen at Thebes. His early bid for power failed in a long conquest for the throne of Hatshepsut, his sister, whom he proved no match for. But upon her death, he emerged in the background to inaugurate a reign even more dazzling than hers. On ascending to the throne, he continued the conquest by his mighty ancestor Amos, who ousted the Hyksos and the Shepherd Kings. Leading the way of his army like a mighty flame to the fire, Moses brought back Egypt to the kings of other nations to grace his triumphs, and such wealth for the golden thrones, royal chariots, gold, jewels, gold, and silver vessels, and a cattle that had never fallen into Egypt before. It was recorded in the 17th year that the envoys from Nubia of the Negroes brought him a tribute of 1,570 pounds of gold from Waset alone. Utterly fearless, he once attacked an elephant in Bengal single-handed and defeated the beast, and the beast about to seize upon him when his general, Amin Adahad, struck off his trunk with a blow of his sword and saved his life. Unlike most conquerors in antiquity, Thotmes' scene was very merciful and spared the conquered, instead of putting the old and decrepit by the sword. Sad-breasted, his character stands forth for color and individuality than any other king in early Egypt, save Akhenaten. We see a man of tireless energy unknown in any pharaohs before or since, the man of versatility, designed exquisite vases in a moment of leisure, and length-eyed administrator who launched the armies upon Asia with one hand and the other exonerated tax gatherer. While he was proud to leave a record of unparalleled achievement, Thotmes protests more than once in his deep respect for the truth. In so doing, his reign marked not only an epoch, not only in Egypt, but in the whole East as it is known in this age. Never before in history have a single brain wielded much resources of such a great nation and wrought them to centralized permanence, and at the same time mobile efficiency, that for years they could be brought to bear with an instance of impact. As a skilled artist, it manipulates the tonnage of forged hammer, although the figure is inadequate unless we remember that Thotmes forged his own hammer. The genius from the square priestly office to accomplish this for the first time in history remind us of Alexander or Napoleon. He built the first real empire and thus the first character possession of universal aspects, the first world hero. From the fastnesses of Asia Minor to the marshes of the upper Euphrates, the islands of the sea, the swamps of Babylonia, the distant shores of Libya, the oases of Sahara, the terraces of the Somali coast, and the upper cataracts of the Nile, the prince of his times rendered tribute to his greatness, and thus made not only his worldwide impression upon his age, but oppressive a new order. His commanding figure towered like an embodiment of the righteous penalty among the trivial plots above the petty Syrian dynasty. You must have clarified the atmosphere of Oriental politics and the strong wind that drove away the mist with vapors. The inevitable chastisement of the strong man held up when all remembrance from man and evil for 3 generations. His name one conquered for centuries. After his empire had crumbled to pieces, he was placed in the island of the world power. Thotmes died at 82. He built many temples. One of his obelisks is taken in Central Park in New York City. The other is set up on Thames Embankment in London, England. We also like to give a shout out to J. Rogers, who made all this possible. Thank you for our elder. Peace.